This is News 4 San Antonio Today, the only local news station with nonstop news.
Good morning. Nonstop news starts right now. We are the only station that is commercial free all the way until the top of the hour. We have you covered this morning. Jeannette just showed us what's going on with the weather, and let's check in with Joy and see how traffic is shaping up. Good morning, Joy.
Good morning, Marisa. And it is a good morning for anyone out on the roads today. It has been extreme. I mean, nothing happening on any of our highways. It's just crickets out there. We do have photojournalist David Mendoza live right now from Sky 4. So let's check in with him before we get too excited. Good morning, David.
Good morning. Happy Friday. Right now I'm following 10 East into the downtown area. Everything is smooth as glass out here. Looking very, very good traffic-wise. Again, traffic is on time. We're looking totally good out here. No major accidents, no major delays. If I see anything, I'll let you know. Back to you.
All right, David, that's what we like to hear. That's the latest with your on-time traffic.
That's good, guys. Thank you. Happening today, the Uvalde community is set to mark a major milestone. The school district's Moving Forward Foundation is hosting a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new Legacy Elementary School. The school will replace Robb Elementary and educate 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. Tributes to the 21 lives lost are found throughout the campus. The central feature is a memorial known as a legacy tree. The campus is also equipped with top safety features. Classes will begin in about 2 weeks. Also happening today, the trial will begin for 3 former San Antonio police officers accused of killing a woman experiencing a mental health crisis. Alfred Flores and Eleazar Alejandro are charged with murder in the death of Melissa Perez. Nathaniel Villalobos is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in connection with her death. Perez was shot and killed in 2023 inside her apartment on the southwest side. The former officers were charged after the department released body cam video showing the officers opening fire as Perez held a hammer. Opening statements are expected to begin at noon today. This morning, police are still looking for whoever shot and killed a man outside a gas station on the west side. That man has been identified as 36-year-old the head around 3 a.m. Thursday morning along Old Highway 90 and Acme Road. And there's new developments this morning in the case of a 10-year-old boy allegedly killed by his adoptive parents. A judge has ordered therapy and a home study for the victim's siblings after CPS removed them from the home where they were staying. The children's ages 13, 11, 9, 6, and 4 were placed with a church family following Michael Miranda's death. CPS has not said why they were removed. The court is expected to review new reports about the children's well-being at the next hearing, which is held for next week. San Marcos police say they found drugs and guns in a man's apartment after someone reported suspicious activity Tuesday night. A driver called 911 after seeing a motorist pointed a gun at them in what appeared to be a road rage incident. The driver gave police their license plate, and police tracked him down to his apartment, where they found 2 guns, 5 pounds of marijuana, and evidence of other drugs. That driver was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and police say the investigation is still open. U.S. Border Patrol says it has seized more than $4 million worth of cocaine at the border in Laredo. Authorities say the seizure occurred on October 1st at the World Trade Bridge. Officers recovered 144 packages of cocaine hidden in the back of a tractor trailer hauling a shipment of trailer parts. Officials say there was over 300 pounds of cocaine in the packages. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals has ruled to pause the execution of death row inmate Robert Roberson. This is the 3rd execution date that Roberson's lawyers have been able to postpone since 2016. The latest ruling on Thursday comes nearly a week before he was scheduled to die by lethal injection. Roberson was convicted in 2003 for the death of his 2-year-old daughter. His lawyers argue that the science behind his daughter's diagnosis is outdated. His case will be sent back to his trial court in East Texas for review to determine if he should get a new trial. Well, developing now, Democrats and independents may not be able to vote in Texas Republican primaries. Attorney General Ken Paxton and the Texas GOP are asking a court to allow primary elections to be closed. Right now, Texas law allows anyone to vote in any primary election regardless of party affiliation. The Republican Party of Texas sued over the law last month, saying it's to keep non-Republicans from influencing the outcome of primaries. The Texas National Guard troops are temporarily blocked from being sent into Chicago. Right now, they're stationed at a training facility outside the city. Both Illinois and Chicago sued to stop the deployment of 200 National Guardsmen. The judge says the federal actions stem from the president's ill will towards Illinois officials. The Trump administration says the Guard's role is to protect federal property. Happening today, the San Antonio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, along with local and state leaders, are hosting an event to encourage Hispanic voter turnout in Bexar County. Tawny Davis joins us live right now with details and how some issues on this upcoming ballot will affect our local community. Good morning, Tawny.
Good morning. So today's event coincides with the end of Hispanic Heritage Month by highlighting local and state issues that will be on this November ballot. So the San Antonio Hispanic Chamber of Commerce has partnered up with state, county, and city officials to encourage people to go out and vote. The Hispanic vote, which makes up over 65% of San Antonio's population, can tip the scales over the next few years, according to the chamber. On this upcoming November ballot, there are many items that will affect people at the local level. From our communities to our school districts, these decisions will make a difference to the people of San Antonio, and the chamber wants to make sure that they are educated and prepared when they cast their votes.
And so as a chamber, we want to make sure, business is critical, it's important, but if you don't have your voice being heard, it's irrelevant, right? And so that's why we're encouraging people to get out and vote.
The chamber will also be focusing on districts that have low voter turnout to head to the polls. As a way to help, they are enlisting small business owners by giving them the resources to share with their communities the importance of going out to vote. So this Get Out and Vote event will be later this morning at 9 a.m. in front of the Bexar County Courthouse, and early voting starts on October 20th with Election Day on November 4th. Reporting live, I'm Tawny Davis. Back to you.
Tawny, thank you. Just one day after Governor Greg Abbott threatened to withhold funding over rainbow crosswalks, members of the LGBTQ plus community are uniting to fight. Over 100 people gathered at the Loving Thy Neighbor Community Forum to share their concerns about losing the crosswalk.
Historically, this has been a safe space for us. Our community is under attack by this current administration.
District 10 Councilman Mark White says he understands the rainbow crosswalk means a lot to people, but right now the city can't afford losing funding.
We're going to have to remove the rainbow sidewalk or the rainbow crosswalk. And if we don't, the city is subject to losing a lot of state funding that we need for our infrastructure needs here in our city.
And Councilman White is talking about tens of thousands of dollars. Councilwoman Terry Castillo, however, feels differently. She says the rainbow crosswalk is fully functional and safe. Funding to remove the crosswalk could be better spent elsewhere. Around San Antonio, a new traffic light is finally set up at a northwest side intersection that drivers and residents have told News 4 is a hotspot for car crashes. The city says it took action at Grissom and Old Grissom Road after hearing the safety concerns. Residents say the intersection sits on a curve and is oddly angled, making it hard for drivers to see oncoming traffic. Earlier this year, there was a deadly crash at the intersection in March. One person died in a multi-vehicle accident. Police say a car was trying to make a left-hand turn from Old Grissom onto Grissom when another car hit them. One person died at the scene. Another was injured and rushed to the hospital. Neighbors say there was another fatal crash there back in May of 2023. District 10 Councilman Mark White joined Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones for a community town hall meeting on the Northeast Side Thursday. It was held at the Northeast Service Center. The mayor spoke about the city's new balanced $4 billion budget. She says prioritizing city projects is always top of mind when there are funding issues at the federal level.
If half of our money, $40 million, goes away because of those federal grants, what does that then mean in our community? Because as you know, it's not just the loss of money, it's also about what those things we're doing, helping us understand public health issues in our community. And as you know, no one can forget COVID, right? Public health is probably the area where we are the least resilient. And so that's why I want us to be thoughtful early on to understand, hey, if that money goes away, who's impacted. But now if we know who's impacted.
At the town hall, some residents asked if National Guard troops would be sent to the Alamo City.
The only obligation that we have to immigration, and it's by law, if they ask us to help them in some way or another, we're required to cooperate with them. Chief
McManus is citing a state law passed in 2023 that allows state judges to expedite deportations, increases penalties for re-entering the country illegally, and allows local police to help immigration authorities in their operations.
Now your certified most accurate 4-zone weather with meteorologist Jeannette.
So I washed the car yesterday because no rain is in sight for the next few days. And I think it's nice weather to do outdoor yard activity as well as pumpkin patch, possibly visiting.
Fall cleaning, great weather for that. Yes, and the pumpkin patches, they're coming alive right now. And
nice time because it's not too hot either.
Right, and do keep in mind that yes, it'll be hot during the middle of the day, but it's a dry heat. If you do want to go maybe before noontime or closer to the evenings, it feels more comfortable.
Yes.
So enjoy, folks, and share your pictures with us online. We may share them on the air. Tracking the big ridge, there it is, that big H, that's indicating high pressure. With high pressure, the air sinks. We see dry, clear skies, and that's going to dominate for at least the next week and a half. Couple of fronts will work their way towards North Texas, but that upper level ridge will keep them farther to the north. Now, we're going to see that start to break down as we get closer to the third week of October, almost in November. And there's still a good likelihood that a stronger cold front makes it here, I would say now after the 20th. And that could actually bring us rain along with some chillier temperatures, 50s for lows and maybe highs just in the 70s and 80s. In the short term, though, it's just going to stay bone dry. Here's the latest drought monitor. Actually, this is last week, so you can see still pretty dry across the western hill country, severe drought expanding across the eastern counties in the eastern zone. Fast forward a week later, and we're seeing the abnormally dry conditions returning to Kerr County. Let's pray for rain, folks. 24-hour temperature change. This is how much cooler it is this morning because of the drier air that has settled in. Forecast is verifying we expected 60s here in San Antonio, and we're at 69 at the airport, 65 on the far north side of town. Also seeing 65 closer to Selma and Helotes, 69, 68 in Universal City, 59 in Boerne. Some of the valleys in the hill country dipping into the upper 50s. Some folks there may be reaching for the sweaters. Dew point temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. That dry air will continue to take over as we go through the day. 50s on the dew points later today into tomorrow. May have 40s on the dew points later Saturday going into Sunday. Clear skies across the state. Down towards deep South Texas, some spotty showers. Lots of rain across the desert Southwest. There is a front right now from the upper Midwest down towards the South Central Plains, but that's going to stay to the north. There is a storm brewing off the southeast coast that'll likely become a nor'easter. It's going to be moving towards the northeast over the weekend. Plenty of rainfall there the next several days. Same for the desert Southwest, just bone dry here. Sunny skies, upper 60s until 8, and then we're in the mid 80s, right around 84 at midday, and then climbing to about 92 degrees. But it's a dry heat, 65 to 91 tomorrow, 62 to 89 Sunday. Next week, still dry, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. The humidity may get a little higher closer to Tuesday of next week. Here's the extended forecast for the other 3 zones. Quiet.
All right, I want to take you live to the west side here where we are tracking an accident that has shut down part of Culebra Road. We've got photojournalist David Mendoza live above this area right now in Sky 4. Good morning, David. What can you tell us?
Hey, good morning. So this is Culebra and Reed, the intersection right just north of Loop 410. Looks like we have our morning's first major accident, a 2-vehicle major accident involved. The good news is there's no paramedics on scene, leads me to believe that there are no major injuries to this. So the southbound lanes of Culebra are closed right now while they deal with this accident. Traffic choosing to make an interesting traffic pattern, hanging a right on Reed and going around this median right here. I'm going to leave you with that, folks. Drive safe. Have a great Friday. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. We appreciate it again. Culebra at Reed Road. That's the latest with your on-time traffic.
All right, thanks, guys. Trending now, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame unveiling the list of performers and presenters for this year's induction ceremony. The November 8th lineup featuring Doja Cat, Olivia Rodrigo, Sir Elton John, Missy Elliott, and more. Inductees include Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker, Outkast, and Cyndi Lauper. To be eligible, an individual artist or band must have released their first recording at least 25 years before their nomination. Take a look at this. A Texas boy is alive thanks to quick thinking from his big sister. The two were jumping on a trampoline when he started choking. Video shows the girl performing the Heimlich on her younger brother. She says she learned the choking rescue technique from a babysitting guide and her mom. Wow. That shows that, right, sometimes kids are eating while they're jumping on those things.
Nothing in your mouth when jumping on those trampolines. They could be dangerous, but there you go. A big sister is the hero there.
Yeah, so good weather to go jumping on a trampoline or
great weather. Yeah.